Aloha and good morning. I have an experiment for you to give a try. Life is an experiment. And how would you like to experiment, well, on getting optimal health and experiment on advancing your awareness? That sounds like a pretty cool experiment. Now, what's the experiment? Very simple. For 180 days, go on a non-flesh diet. Non-flesh. And a plant-based, non-contaminated, non-GMO diet. This is a lifestyle for 6 months. And it's an experiment for you to really, well, check and see what happens. I know what's going to happen to you. Okay? It's very simple. You're going to stop putting in cortisol and adrenaline in your system, and that's what's in the flesh before it dies. You're going to feel so much better. Why? Because you don't have these chemicals that are in the flesh of the meat you're eating that are actually going into your body, giving you false senses of maybe depression, frustration, all the things that this animal suffered with before it not only died, but as it lived. Remember, it's all in the flesh, it's memory. So stop eating this contaminated, not only flesh, but it has very dysfunctional feelings in the flesh. Everything is transferred in the flesh from the animal that you eat. If it's got poisons in it, if it's been fed BT corn, okay, which is a toxin, what do you think happens? They put vaccines, hormones, and antibiotics in all the flesh. Chickens, even fish, cows, pigs, all of them. So getting off the flesh is very smart, and getting on a plant-based diet will really change your whole level of parasites, basically. What other way you can say it? The parasites that are in all our bodies feed off of cooked foods. They feed off of processed foods. They live in a very toxic body. So we want to detoxify the body. We want to bring it back up to its normal mineralization. And we want to give it clarity by washing it out with a lot of liquids. So this is a great experiment for you to do, really good, because this is going to change the way you feel, the way you think, your relationships, not only with people, but with nature. Okay, remember, when you stop eating flesh, then you start to wake up to the beauty of nature, because there's no reason to kill anything at all. I haven't had any flesh for 15 years, and I can tell you it's the best thing that I've ever done to open up my mind, to make me feel more, to make me so I'm more human instead of eating flesh and feeling all the feelings that are not myself. So what a relief to be able to actually feel me instead of all the flesh I was eating all the time. And I was absorbing all the chemicals, all the feelings, all the last minute death hormones that go into your body when you eat them. This is a big dysfunction that we have on the planet right now. Okay? You know, you stop eating flesh right away. Just stop it. And then you exchange with eggs. You exchange with other things that are going to take the place of the flesh you were eating. You're going to have smoothies, the best salad dressings that you make yourself, probiotic bacteria. You're going to really regrow your nervous system, open up your skin pores. You're going to lose 30, 40 pounds of body fat and or what I call yeast, mold, fungus, and candida, which body fat, remember, is a live creature. So it's very simple. All you have to do is follow some simple guidelines and just, take it baby step at a time. That's all. The experiment is only an experiment for you because I already know what's going to happen. So we do the retreats up in the Big Island here, where people come up for 21 days. And let me shut this beast off. They come up for 21 days and they really change their world. Changing your toxicity level is essential. Remineralizing your body is essential. Opening up your skin pores is essential. Making your body so it's more flexible like it used to be when it was very youthful. Remember when you were 2 years old, you could put your foot in your mouth and you started getting stiffer and stiffer and stiffer. Some children, as you can see, turn into very flexible beings that they stay their whole life because they got into dance, they got into yoga, they got into martial arts, all these sports that demand you to stay flexible, because if not, you can't do the sport. So the experiment is again the most profound thing you'll ever do in your life. It's cutting out flesh, going on to a more of a raw-based, plant-based diet, but raw-based, no GMOs. So follow the protocols. Go to eartheracademy.com and learn the terrain modification principles and also the psychology behind parasites. Why are you hungry? Are you hungry or are they? Remember, there is a lot of psychology to this and understanding, and once you understand a lot of the signals that you have are false, you're not hungry, you're thirsty. Give it a try. But don't just drink water. I want you to drink these mineralized waters, these liquids of vitalities, these smoothies. Remember, you're not going to get hungry, that's for sure. You can have as much food as you want. What you're trying to do is actually just terrain modify your gut wall bacteria to take up a new fuel source that's way more higher octane. It's like putting in super fuel in your car. Yeah, you'll go through some turbulence. Your parasites are going to have a fit a little bit. That's why you feed them some eggs too and have raw milk. I'll show you different types of recipes and different things that you can do for transition. Remember, it's a transitional lifestyle. You don't just jump fence from one side to the other. But if you get off of flesh, that's the best thing you can do. Remember, the flesh has a lot of chemicals in it. It's going to make you feel the way you feel. Not so good. Okay, it's time to go to stretch class. I'm late. And do the experiment. It's very simple. Follow the protocols. And month by month, moon by moon, your DNA will change. Your consciousness, your awareness will expand. The shutters will start to open, and some of the light comes in, which expands the way you see things. It expands the connection you have with nature. It expands the connection that you have with everybody and anything. So life becomes more beautiful, and you're on your way to becoming more complete. And that's what the game's about, evolution. Is to become more human is a good thing to do. So, all right, we'll see you next time. Aloha.
Important reminder: all information and ideas are for informational purposes only and are in no way intended as medical advice or as a substitute for medical counseling. Earthshift Products, Dr. Robert Cassar, all of their partners, affiliates, and subsidiaries will not be held accountable for the use or misuse of the information presented therein. This information is not intended as medical advice. The authors, publishers, and speakers of this work are not medical doctors and do not recommend the use of mineral-deficient foods, drugs, or medicines to achieve beauty and to alleviate health challenges. Because there is always some risk involved, all persons involved with the development and distribution of this information are not responsible for any adverse effects or consequences of any kind resulting from the use or misuse of any suggestions or procedures described on our website or Earthshift Live radio talk show or therein.